Hi everybody, it's Natalie. It's been a little while since I made a video. It's been a rough go for all of us, huh? So I just want to say hello, send my love to everybody, anybody who needs it. Seems like such a divided time, and I just want to start a little, pattern of doing little random acts of kindness. I saw on TV that Shaquille O'Neal had done that really sweet pay it forward, and I think he always does such great things, but that he had paid off someone's last bill for their engagement ring, and I thought, oh God, I just felt so much better after I saw it. I mean, we watch the news, we hear all this stuff. I could just go on and on, but I don't want to, because I've done that a little bit, and I feel like we're moving together more, I hope. And I thought to myself, well, I felt so much better after I saw that little commercial about random acts of kindness. I thought, what could I do today? And so I thought I can make a little video, say hi, and maybe I'll put some of my videos that I've made that are part of the training program just out, for free, for this little random act of kindness. And of course, love the angels and love my spirit, love life. So I just picked 2 angel cards for us. Surrender and clarity. So, surrender. Also, I have in my book that has helped me so much. I grew up with quite a dysfunctional childhood and addiction. My mom struggled with trauma from my father's terrible murder, and that's why I work in trauma and I work in wellness. And Hope for Today has been so great. That is an Al-Anon support group, and I picked up this book years ago. One of my wonderful clients or friends suggested it to me, and so it's helped me so much. And whether you are struggling with addiction or someone you love that has an addiction, or I'd say for all of us in this very traumatic, tough time of a pandemic, right? A once in a 100-year pandemic, and such political divisiveness everywhere. My gosh, it's so hard. I want to come back to first generation American. I love America. I love all Americans. And this division and polarization, it's too much. It's. I think about wellness and the skin. I got a little involved, and I'm not doing Facebook in that way, but I did for a little while because I felt like there was a lot of imbalance. Not everybody was able to speak about who we love, who we don't love, why, some things are not good, but that doesn't mean all people are not good, all this, all that, So, I'm always advocating for the underdog. That's just how it is. And the underdog changes, right? So I want to really advocate for the American. I'm not saying that I don't love my family in other countries and my clients in other countries and the whole world, but oxygen mask for us, then when we're better, oxygen for everybody. So when we look at America and American wellness, I think we're all really divided. So random acts of kindness. So today, this video, today is April. I've had to check my calendar because of COVID. It's like I can't even, I've scheduled the right, I know the date sometimes, or the day, or I don't even know. I don't know if you guys are with me on that. But anyway, today is, I'm going to double check, but yes, the 8th of April. So let's just see what it says. I won't read the whole thing because it might take too long. And, but the thought for the day. Being part of a unified group, it's not so interesting. I'm talking about America, American, all of us. Unified group, that's the goal. Being part of a unified group feels strange if I'm not used to it. Working my program, really thinking about, this is about steps, but learning about recovery and dysfunction. I mean, we've all been in so much trauma this year, so we'll look at it that way. And however and whatever works for you. And no judgment, however that is. So we'll call that the program. Working my wellness in such situations helps me feel more comfortable and confident. So here's the little quote. A fight always started when I expressed my opinion at home. I always gave in to keep the peace. In my wellness program, I've learned a different way. So there we go. I like to always say, this is Al-Anon family groups. I don't quite see just one author, but always wanting to quote that. So I've been coming up with writing my own bits and on my blog, and I hope you'll come check it out. It's hard with social media platforms. There's so much distrust and censorship and all this stuff going on. So I don't want to feed into that. I want to just try to find the way that we can all work through trusting, being part of a group, and welcoming us all together. So however that looks. So here, I use the skin, that instrument, right? Social worker, skin therapist, energy worker. It sounds really funny, but we're all energetic, right? So when we look at trauma and how it shows up in our life. So when I ask you to come in, think about what you got to surrender. I'm surrendering. I'm surrendering, and think about clarity. So surrender, that's, if you think about recovery, you surrender to being sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's what Mom used to say, 20 years of recovery before cancer got her 3 years ago. But she surrendered. And clarity, well, the right to see your own truth. And I guess, as I say, with so much polarization and such a hard time, it's really hard to know what's true and what's not true. And my family was here, and we're all arguing, and there's all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, number one, we all are pretty awesome people, and we all are pretty grounded and solid and pragmatic and reasonable adults. So we're all struggling and fighting. What's the one thing that we don't have in common? We all listen to different news or talk to different people or hear different things, right? Okay, so we've made up some of our own promises about when we say something, it's either an opinion or it's facts, and then we back up the facts, and then people could say, blah, 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 and communicate. So we've all been locked down, shut out, and then there's lack of communication. And so when you come back to dysfunction, looking in recovery, often with addiction, right? The number one is the substance, the addiction. And then I made my whole video looking at myself because I haven't made videos in a while, so that's really where I should be looking. So I'm sorry. So what's number one on your list? Well, often it's the addiction, or maybe it's the fight to be right, or however it is now. So I'd like to go back to Shaq and think about, I heard him say, I do this every day, a little random act of kindness. So I'm going to put kindness in the number one of my list, random acts of kindness. Doesn't mean that I'm going to right? As this little quote just said, stay quiet to keep the peace, because that's not truth and wellness. That's not truth. But I will keep kindness on the top, and then communication and love wrapped in, and maybe surrender to the fact that it doesn't have to be my way or just your way, but as Americans and in life, a united way, not the united way, but in a united way. Well, I think that actually can do the country good. But let's take a breath together. Just know that I love you, and I'm thinking of all of you, and I'm just really grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful for the 20 years that my mother had in recovery. I'm grateful for my work that I do. I can't wait to go out and touch people again and do facials and body energy work and healing therapy. Oh my gosh, I miss it. I miss touching people's feet. I miss reflexology. I just worked with a client via Skype. That's what I do. And we've all learned our way. I created that wellness training program so we can, you know, use this year the best way we can. And it's been really helpful, I've been told. But we both started to cry when I said, oh, if I could just touch you. I think that communication, touch, love, humanness is essential. Anyway, 10 minutes. Talk to you soon. Happy spring. Namaste. Mwah. And nice, right way.